Hey everybody, it's just Dean back with you. So I came out today to a little area near my house where we've been to several times, to the Ojibwe tallgrass area here. And I just thought I'd come out today and talk a little bit about my wheel set. I've talked a lot about my other gear, but I've never really gotten into my wheels, which outside of the frame are really to me the most important, not the most important, but the best aspect of my bike. So I'm riding Bontrager Line Pro 30s. They're a full carbon wheel, and I just thought I'd come out today and speak to you guys about that. Part of the reason why I really haven't gotten into doing a review of the wheels yet is because it's kind of one of those touchy subjects where there's a lot of people that have these mindsets that you have to have, you know, say X amount of spokes because you're carrying a fully loaded bike. You know, you have to have 34 spokes or your wheels are going to fail. There's a lot of factors that go into what makes a wheel strong. It's not just how many spokes you have, it's the material of the rim itself, the material of the spokes, how the spokes are laced, are they straight pull, are they J-bend. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. So what I thought I'd do is I would talk to you about the specs of the Bontrager Line Pro 30, and then get into why, only being a 28 spoke wheel, that they are just as strong as any wheel that you're going to ever put on a bike. So let's get into it, guys. All right, as I said, let's talk about the Bontrager Line Pro 30. So they are, you know, just to tell you what the price right off the bat, they come in right around $2,000 before tax. I think just a couple bucks under 2,000 Canadian. Keep that in mind. These are all prices I give are almost always going to be in Canadian, because I am Canadian, so that makes sense. But yeah, they come in right in just under 2,000 before taxes. The wheel set itself weighs around 1,760 grams, 810 front, 950 back. The front wheel comes in with a 110 millimeter boost spacing with a 15 millimeter through axle. The rear wheel is a 148 boost spacing with a 12 millimeter through axle. The rear wheel itself has a 108 star ratchet, which breaks down to, it has about 3.3 degrees of engagement. So meaning that the hub itself, when you stop pedaling and you go to pedal again, engages super quick, which really comes in handy when you're climbing and you have to stop really quick, say on a technical climb, and then you need to get going back into the pedaling again. And it can come in handy just in general anytime. The faster you can get back into the power and engage, the better, right? So like I said, I already told you the weight, the price. The nice thing about these wheels, guys, is, as you will see in the pictures in the video that I've recorded, they come with a really nice hub set on them. So they come with straight pull hubs, so they use a straight pull spoke, and these ones in particular have a spoke that is a 14-16-4 butted with alloy nipples, and they are straight pull. So that is where you get your real strength, guys, and that's where I was saying some of the controversy on what makes a wheel strong comes into play. Yeah, if you're running a somewhat cheaper alloy wheel, then you really need to pay attention to how many spokes you have, just because the rim material itself isn't as strong as carbon, right? But with my wheels, having OCLV carbon and having the straight pull spokes with the bladed cross section, that is going to make for a super strong, really strong rim. I can't even say enough about these rims. I've got about, I would say, a little over 15,000 kilometers on them, and that goes back to owning them when I was in 2017, when I was in Fernie, riding them on my full suspension Trek Fuel EX mountain bike and really riding them. If you're not familiar with Fernie, British Columbia, look it up. It's a destination resort. It's a destination place for people for mountain biking and skiing. There's well over 300 trails in the area, and there's some hardcore riding. So they definitely got put through their paces there. And then I came home and I did another tour with them with a trailer that I pulled with my full suspension bike up to Bruce Peninsula in Ontario. And then I rode all the way across Canada with them. But on the first half of the trip from Vancouver Island to Thunder Bay, Ontario, I was pulling a trailer, which puts a lot of torsional stress on a wheel, and no issues whatsoever. I've taken them off, I've put them on a chewing stand just to check them, but there is really no issues at all whatsoever. There's some dings and scratches on them and stuff like that, but really minimal. So Just to give you an idea of how strong they are, most rims, when you look them up, are going to have what they suggest for a weight limit on them. But the Bontrager Line Pro 30s have no weight limit on them, and they have a lifetime warranty. So according to Trek's stress tests that they've run on them, these rims, these Bontrager Line Pro 30s, have had the best strength test out of any rim ever tested, not just Bontrager line, not just any Bontrager rims. So that speaks volumes for them. You can go online and check out how they do the stress test. They drop things on them, hard objects on them, straight shots on the rim with no tire on them or anything. So they really put them through their paces and end up ruining them in the end. But that goes to show you that there's the strength of them. So like I said, guys, don't get caught up in you have to have 34 spokes or a 34 hole rim. There's so many factors in play, and don't be afraid to talk to your local bike shop about this stuff too. If you're willing to spend the extra money and get a really good hub set, the carbon wheels, then you don't need to worry as much about the 28 or 34 spokes, whatever it may be. You know, if you want to go and have the 34 spokes on a carbon rim and just to, you know, make sure they're bomb proof, I guess. There's a lot of factors that also go into play as far as how much the rider weighs as well. I weigh between 140 and 145 depending where I'm at with riding and stuff like that. But if you're closer to 2.5 or more or a little less, then yeah, you need to pay attention to the strength of your rims. But having said that, I still feel that the Line Pro 30s are going to be good for no matter how much you weigh. Like I said, guys, I've put them through so much. I take them on the Kettle Valley Rail Trail with the trailer. I've ridden them on the T Railway in Newfoundland. I've ridden them on all kinds of crazy stuff and never an issue. I don't even have to think about them. It's gotten to that point for me. So yeah, I'm a Trek loyal kind of guy, which Bontrager is Trek's own brand. But that has nothing to do with it. I've been riding them now for going on 5 years and not one single issue. So I know there's other people out there that are gonna message and say, well, I use this, and you know, maybe someone else has used the Line Pro 30 and had some issues. I haven't met anybody. Being a bike mechanic for Trek for a long time, I never had a set of Line Pro 30s come across my work stand that had any issues whatsoever. I never heard of any warranty issues coming to the store for sending them back for any carbon failures or anything like that. So you know, I just have to go by what I've seen being in the business and from personal experience as well, obviously. So there's a lot of other good brands out there: DT Swiss, Mavic, Industry 9, many other good brands out there, guys. But I'm just speaking from the experiences I've had with these. So if you have any comments or questions about them, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely do my best to answer them or to respond to any comments, or you know, just let me know what you're using and how long you've been using them and what your setup is. Like I said, keep in mind, guys, these aren't designated as a touring wheel set. These are going to be found on Trek's website in the mountain biking section. So when you go on, if you want to look them up, they're going to be under the mountain bike wheel sets. But like I said, I've used them for touring, bike packing, and I'm going to keep using them going forward. I'm still 50-50 on what I'm going to do. I do want to get the Priority 600, like I mentioned in the previous video, the Priority 600X, and I will get it, but I'm still not certain that I'm going to ride that on the Great Divide mountain bike route. I love the Trek 1120 so much that it's going to be a toss-up, so I'm going to have to ride them both on different trips and then decide what works better. The Priority 600X is going to have to like really blow me away in the long run to not do the Great Divide mountain bike route with the 1120, to be honest with you guys. Like I was saying to my friends at City Cyclery at the bike shop the other day when I was there, you know, the 1120 is, I put it through its paces and it has not let me down. There has been no issues. So for me to replace it almost seems kind of backwards thinking in some ways to me. So I don't mind owning two bikes, and I definitely wouldn't mind owning the Priority 600X because it is such a different bike. But like I said, it's going to take a lot for me not to do the 1120 with the it's going to take a lot for me not to do the Great Divide mountain bike route with the 1120 at this point. So for 2023, I'd like to have both bikes and do separate trips with both of them and see how things shake down in the end. So Anyways, guys, that's the Bontrager Line Pro 30s. I know that there's probably guys out there doing better reviews and stuff like that. I kind of have my own way of doing it. I'm not going to get super technical on them. I know a lot about them. You know, I probably didn't mention that these are tubeless ready. Like I said, there's guys out there that are going to be doing more professional, in-depth reviews. But I'm just going to tell you my experiences on them, what I put them through, my knowledge as a bicycle mechanic for over 20 years now, and what that brings to the table for whatever it's worth. And then, like I said, more than anything though, it's what I've done with this wheel set over the last almost 5 years now. Yeah, they look a little different now. The decaling on them is more ghosted on them and things like that, but the actual specifications of the rims are actually exactly the same, so nothing's changed in that regards. It's just the cosmetics that have changed a bit. So if you're looking for a real quality carbon wheel set that comes with a lifetime warranty, and if I haven't mentioned it, Trek Bikes has the best customer care of any bike company I've seen. I've worked for bike stores the bike store shops that I've worked at, we've carried Trek, Giant, Norco, Da Vinci, Rocky Mountain, and a couple other brands, guys, and I'm going to tell you right now, no other company steps up to the plate like Trek does that I've worked with when it comes to any issues that you might have with any gear that you buy from them. So anyways, guys, I don't want to ramble on too much longer. I just wanted to talk about my wheel set, let you guys know about them. So anyways, guys, that's the Bontrager Line Pro 30s. If you got the money to spend on a set of wheels, I highly recommend the Line Pro 30s. They're going to be worth every penny you spend on them. So anyways, I thought I would just show you guys the walkout. There's looks like a group of people might have set up some observation areas for wildlife. I think it's for snakes actually. So let's take a walk over here. I want to show you this huge black oak as well. It's the biggest black oak I've ever seen. I've seen it before, but let's take a walk over here and then I'll kind of sign out from there, guys. All right, guys, here's where we were shooting. Couple hawks flying overhead. I can't get a good shot of them though with the GoPro, just they're too high up. Keep hearing them though. So yeah, this is where we were shooting at, and let's head out. I just got the bike on the camera. Oh, hear that hawk? Man, if I had a good camera. That's cool though, still a cool sound. All right, so yes, I have the camera on the bike and we're gonna use that one for getting out of here. Oh, sorry, wrong way. I got discombobulated. Fortunately, I can't ride through here because there's too much debris covered by the leaves. And really small little trees that are surprisingly strong. That could definitely break spokes. That could definitely break spokes no matter how strong they are. Problem with not being on the bike is there's all kinds of little rose bushes growing on the side that are trying to grab me. So yeah, you probably see one of these little enclosures I was mentioning. Let's get a closer look. So I was already in a couple earlier when I got here, just poking around, and I saw a couple little garter snakes in there. I did pick one up, but I didn't want to hold it too long, so I didn't hold it till I got the camera out. That's not the right thing to do. So let's go look at this great big oak tree at the same time. I'll put the bike down and then I'll show you what they got going on in here. And you can tell they're for snakes kind of thing. But yeah, this is the oak tree. I'm gonna put my bike, take the camera off the bike and put my bike up against it so you can get some perspectives. I already took some pictures, but very impressive. It's got some huge dead limbs on it, but it's still very much alive. Huge burls on it. Yeah, just to give you a different perspective here too. Like, you really get a feel for the size when you come around here. This tree may be actually completely dead, to be honest with you, but what a massive tree. If it was in a yard and it was dying like this, I would have cut it down a long time ago to make some use out of all this wood. This would be beautiful black oak. Hear the hawks? So yeah, let's go take a look at these enclosures that I was talking about. I did see a couple snakes in them earlier, but really certain that they're forest snakes though. There's another one back there behind the oak tree there, another one right there, and then another one right over here. I don't have a lot of battery left. I do have the other camera with me, but even though I put the Hero 7 and the Hero 9 on the same exact settings, there is a difference just because the Hero 9 has a little bit bigger of a sensor in the camera, so it has a little better picture quality. Well, I don't know if I'm going to see another one because I did pick one. I found two in here earlier. I did pick one up. Two up actually. When they're smaller, they'll cooperate a bit. Yeah, so you can tell they're for snakes. Every one of them has these corrugated metal down, which is one of the most ideal things for snakes to get under because it heats up in the sun. So they'll get under there, and when it's a little cooler out, and then they'll heat up. Kind of a weird time for them because right now it should be a lot colder than it is. It's about 72 Fahrenheit, I think, maybe warmer. And I'm trying to tread lightly here, guys, because if there's one under some leaves, I'm not going to see it, right? And I don't want to step on him. All right, well, I'm not seeing anything, and I don't want to take a chance of stepping on one by accident, so. All right, I'll take a look over here and then we'll head out. Yeah, they got a little box over there collecting data. I'm not sure what that's all about. It's got wires going to each one of them, or at least these two. So I'm not sure if they got cameras in there somewhere or it's monitoring water levels or just environmental monitoring. But yeah, I mean, there's some power lines right over there. I'm not sure if you can see them right through the trees there straight ahead. But those are main power lines that run right through here. A guy I used to, well, I still watch a lot actually, Joe Robinette. This is where he got his start. He's got like almost 2 million subscribers, 1.5 million subscribers, and this is where it all started for him, to believe it or not. So pretty cool. Yeah, so anyways, guys, I just thought I would show you this. After all, this is Wandering Eye Outdoors. So yeah, really cool spot here, and like I said, really, what can you ask for? This weather is absolutely amazing. So anyways, guys, I'm going to make my way out of here. It's a little prickly and burly, so I don't think I'm going to take you along for the ride. You guys have seen it before in other videos. But if you've been watching this video up to now, I really appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, throw a comment. If you haven't subscribed, that would be great. It doesn't cost nothing to subscribe, guys. And analytics show that for almost all YouTubers, 75% of the viewers are not subscribed. So if you don't mind, just hit that subscribe button and throw a comment and all that stuff. But if you don't do anything else other than watch, that's great by me because that helps me out a lot too. So anyways, guys, I hope you're all doing well and getting out there and doing something you love, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.